you to our sponsors of the Inside Story Hunters podcast. A big shout out to Chad Hill of Term Provider, home of Big Lou, Tiffany Wondros, CNR Services, Michael Valletta of Quick Cuts Media. Don't forget to subscribe at youtube.com, where you can follow our weekly episodes and get an automatic link to listen to our next guest sharing a part of their incredible inside story. So subscribe or listen on any podcast channel to your Inside Story Hunters podcast. Thanks for following us. Thanks for supporting us. Hello, Insiders. It's Laurie with the Story here today with Cameron, the Director of Marketing of LexLive.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you today?
I am so ridiculously excited to be with you.
I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Absolutely. I know about a month ago you probably thought when I showed up, I met you, I met Lyle. I came in here for my first time to just enjoy some sports bar, activities, otherwise known as cocktails and food. And I was ridiculously blown away.
Well, that's great. That's what we love to hear.
Unveil the story.
Absolutely.
You know I won't be able to stop talking.
Absolutely.
So take over, would you please?
Sure.
Tell us more about you.
So the venue that Laurie is referencing here today is LexLive. We are a brand new family entertainment center in the heart of downtown Lexington. We opened March 11 of 2021, so kind of right in the midst of the pandemic.
Unbelievable.
Yes,
Which
absolutely.
COVID kind of detoured the plan.
It did. We were due to open about a year previous to that date. So COVID had set us back some, but we did finally, come to that realization that at some point we just had to open these doors, get these people in here, and allow them to have a great time. So it's been a perfect time for us. We've opened, as I said, March 11, 2021, coming right up now on a year of operation for the venue.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Is there a big grand, anniversary celebration coming?
I'm pretty sure we've got something in the works. LexLive is always the place of excitement. I tell people all the time, 90,000 square feet of excitement all the time. And as cliche as it sounds, there truly is something here for everyone.
Yeah. How many? 13 movie theaters?
So we've got 10 theater
10,
auditoriums. 13 bowling lanes.
Oh, that's
so
what
you weren't far off. We have a sports bar here, which is kind of the hearth of our LexLive home, so to speak. There is a max occupancy of 500 people in our sports bar, so you can imagine game days. I know we just rolled off the back of Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah,
so
I want to dig into that. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it was crazy. But I tell people all the time, there's no place like LexLive to watch a live event, whether it be sporting, concert events. We do birthdays, family celebrations. It is a wonderful place to be, and I don't think that there's any place for a place like LexLive.
This is my favorite part of the inside story about LexLive. Let's talk community.
Absolutely.
Because this is the Rolls Royce to a sports bar environment, and it's for all ages.
I agree.
Tell me, from the passion when you tell the story of all ages can come here.
Absolutely. It's funny because you mentioned that we're the Rolls Royce of a sports bar, and I find that to be very true in my experience, and then from the feedback that I, receive from our patrons. With that being said, so many people, they come to our sports bar and they're thinking, maybe I'll have some nachos or a hot dog some wings, right? But we serve calamari. We have excellent salmon salads, Philly cheesesteaks, handcrafted pizzas. Everything is made here from scratch, out of our scratch kitchen. We have an executive chef by the name of Andreas Adame, wonderful person at heart, but someone who is truly passionate about what he delivers to our patrons as well.
It's mind-boggling.
It is.
I mean, the blue cheese dressing, when I heard it was made from, I'm an addict of it, right?
Absolutely.
But farm to table.
That's right.
Nothing's frozen.
That's right.
The fish brought in every 2 days.
You've got it.
Who goes to a sports bar and walks away with a gourmet meal?
Exactly. And that is something that you can do at LexLive, and that is something that we're very proud of, and like you said, it's the finer details even, I think, for us. Even our popcorn is made with real butter.
I didn't know that.
So many theaters have gone to kind of the synthetic, kind of offerings, but for us, we are true to who we are, and we want that experience for our patrons to be an excellent one, bar none.
Tell us about George and his passion for theater. Absolutely. I know I'm saying it wrong, but I got to throw a little Jersey in there. But what is now, seeped into your heart, and being an avid reader and one of 8. Let's talk. We should tell a little bit about your story.
Okay, sure. So my name, again, I'm Cameron Jones. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing for LexLive. I've been with the company since June 1st of last year. and it's been a wild ride. We've had a number of kind of changes kind of here on site. We've been kind of going with the ebbs and flows of the demand, as well as positioning ourselves in the market to make sure that we are kind of the best of the best. George Krikorian is a wonderful man. He has been in theaters and the equine business for quite some time. Theaters, I want to say he's been in that industry for about 30 to 40 years, and he's been invested in equine for a similar length of time as well. When George came in his ventures to Lexington for equine industry, he realized that there was a need for entertainment here in the heart of downtown Lexington. Obviously, we have the wonderful and beautiful historic Kentucky Theater, but George, when George does something, it is on a big, grand scale. Exactly, steroids.
I mean, 2014, I hear, is when this vision was being birthed.
Yes, my understanding is that was being birthed back in 2014. And with that being said, there were some curveballs that were thrown at us. Obviously, the global pandemic, getting through that process. But we're here today. We're here standing. We've done very strong in our first 8-9 months of operations.
Amazing.
And we're looking to do very
Your core
well.
team. I met some of them.
That's right.
Mark, I've heard about, folks coming in and out from California, your president, Todd Cummings. I mean, for people who were kept as part of this operation.
That's right.
Even during difficult times.
Exactly. And I think, too, people tend to think of us, they see us in scope and scale. We're a 90,000 square foot venue. I tell people all the time it can be a circus just because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
But ultimately,
it's crazy fun.
Yes, that's right. 90,000 square feet, but we have ownership, management, our vice president, Todd Cummings, people who are very, very passionate about this endeavor. And so they're someone who constantly keeping their fingers on what we're doing here and making sure that standards are upkept.
Yes.
And we have a staff who are dedicated to that, from myself to my sales and events manager, Justina Hatton. I've got a wonderful sales coordinator, very young, very vibrant, Sarah Beth Weiss. Definitely people who are wanting to make sure that your experience at LexLive is bar none the best and memorable for a lifetime. Todd Cummings has been invested in this project from the beginning. Krikorian Premier Theaters has been around, as I said, as far as I know, for
years.
Decades. Yes.
And there was a time where he sold off, I believe, like 100 cinemas to Regal Cinemas.
That's
so
right.
I've sat in those.
That's right.
I've eaten popcorn.
That's right.
I've been in them. But then again, he makes another move, 2016. He's part of, I wrote it down, there's another group of Sinopolis.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
That he just keeps moving and
That's
grooving.
right. He does. He keeps moving and grooving, and it's always, breaking that glass ceiling, wanting to reach that next zenith, I think, for George. And, obviously for me, someone who is the oldest of 8, you had mentioned kind of my personal backstory, and I think we ventured off, which is fine. We're both talkers, and I love
it.
With that being said, I am the oldest of 8, but for me, it's been very important in my life to kind of set that precedent for my younger siblings, my family, just wanting them to see my passion and dedication to what I do and kind of, the things that I hold near and dear to my heart. So to be, I want to say partnered, I feel like more of a partner of George's versus an employee.
That's huge.
Yes,
How
definitely.
often can people say that you actually feel like you walk at the same level?
I do. And, George is someone who's, always has that open door policy. Give me a call, whatever struggles you're having. He's someone who is trusting of his staff, the people that he has in the positions of power in LexLive. He really trusts them, and I think that goes so far. It goes a long way. It's definitely, kind of the secret sauce to some of our success. But again, yes, I'm the oldest of 8, so, one of the things that I think brings me the most joy when it comes to LexLive is the fact that I get to see, post-pandemic especially, you're seeing that family bond being strengthened once more. You've got families, they're coming into the arcade, they're playing together, they're fellowshipping, they're loving one another, bowling. Of course, there's a little bit of that competitive nature, which can be fun.
Yeah, but what's not in their hands?
That's right. They're not holding their tablets, their phones, you don't have parents who are, engulfed in work or what have you. So for me, that is one of the joys of my presence here in this venue, getting to see that kind of element being brought back here into the entertainment industry.
I love it.
Absolutely.
And just sitting with you, it's this feeling. I was interacting with Chastity and Travis and the people that make this work.
That's right.
And keep it clean and organized and fabulous. But everybody smiles as soon as you say, talk about LexLive, the inside story. They're like, I don't know where to begin.
Right.
And it's so refreshing.
Sure.
To stumble upon it,
Absolutely.
which is not, you can't stumble upon this.
That's right.
I mean, you can't miss it.
That's right.
You just
can't
drive into
miss it.
town, you're like, what is that?
To your point, exactly. You know, we're right across from Rupp Arena here in downtown Lexington, off of the corner of Broadway and High. So, you know, we're right in prime real estate location.
Yeah.
People see us. They know who we are. I think many people, though, have not yet ventured into the building.
Yes.
They've not yet had that opportunity. So that's, you know, again, thank you for the opportunity for the exposure.
We're so happy to put a voice to this.
Absolutely.
That's the power of the inside story.
Absolutely. So. You know, one of the things to that point that I did want to make everyone aware of is if you go to www.LexLive.com, there is an events tab whereby you can actually click on the tab, fill out your information for any type of event that you're looking to host with us, whether it be a birthday, a wedding party. We've had family reunions. We do corporate events. You know, place all your information in the fields whereby they're requesting some of that information from you. Get that submitted, and within 48 hours, someone from our team is going to reach out to you.
That's amazing.
To execute an event in the newest venue here in Kentucky. So
and
it's wonderful.
We'll make sure to include all that information. Actually, if you look below in the description, we've got it all. Website, email address, anything else that you want us to capture, we will. But subscribing to the Inside Story Hunters so that you can not only watch this, but share it with your friends and family.
That's right.
Take a ride.
That's
Coming
right.
from Nashville to come here, piece of cake. It's a great place to be. But
It is.
It makes me also think about the teams that come here.
Sure.
Your UK, your
Oh,
basketball
yes.
and your football, and what happens when they show up.
Absolutely. So there's a lot of magic, you know, here at LexLive. You know, obviously we're in Wildcat country, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm wearing my blue.
that's right.
Yeah.
Go blue. Go Cats. With that being said, you know, we wanted to kind of immerse that feeling, those vibes here within our own kind of venue. So everywhere you're looking, you're seeing that, you know, royal blue, that UK blue, you know, everything from our luxury leather UK blue, temperature controlled seating in our auditoriums.
Amazing.
To the walls, you know, throughout the sports
Yeah.
bar. You know, we've encompassed that, or incorporated rather, that element of, you know, the locality, you know, what's true to this market here within the venue. A $33 million build, no expense was spared. And the theming of games and entertainment is all throughout. When you go and play a game of bowling here in our venue, you'll notice that our bowling balls are designed like pool balls. They're like cue balls. And so many people, they don't notice at first. I point them out and they're like, oh, you guys
Yeah.
think of everything here. So it's, you know, that for me, that's one of the fun parts, you know,
Yeah.
as to who we are as well.
Where's it going? Where's LexLive going?
You know, I think really LexLive is going to be geared more towards not only the sports fans, but definitely towards those corporate events as well. We do boast, as you mentioned earlier, 10 theater auditoriums, one of which houses the largest screen in the state at 80 feet across. It's got a maximum occupancy of 300 persons. So, as you mentioned earlier, you know, we've worked with UK. We've hosted UK football. We've had UK basketball. We've had UK cheer. A number of, you know, entities from that entity as a whole have been here for entertainment purposes and what have you. UK football would come kind of every Friday previous to their home games on Saturdays.
Amazing.
They stay here in the heart of downtown and in the wonderful hotel, you know, kind of market that we have here. And then what they'll do on Friday nights is they'll come and they'll venture over to LexLive. They get that private kind of VIP experience. We have security escort them upstairs. They sit in our LFX auditorium whereby there's that max occupancy of 300 persons, and they're entertained for 2-3 hours watching the film of their choosing. But, you know, that's the other thing. I want people to realize, too, that that's not exclusive to, you know,
to the football team or
football
the basketball.
team. Exactly. We can do that for private events, you know, public events, social events, you know, whatever your preference is, we're open to doing so. We did host Keeneland's first off-site holiday party this past year. They had 300 personnel, and we're already excited and planning for their holiday party in 2022. Just speaks to kind of the experience that they had with us. They came, they did a pizza buffet. We have a number of wonderful food and beverage packages that are elevated. Everything that we offer, from pizza bars to handheld options. We also do prime ribs. Really wonderful kind of offerings here for a sports bar. Keeneland, though, as I said, they rented out all of our bowling lanes. We can privatize that area for our clientele. They had that area all to themselves. They played a number of games whereby they were winning prizes, trophies. We made it a really, really great fun day for them. And I think that's kind of the direction that we're headed overall, is venturing more into that corporate kind of need for entertainment and employee appreciation events, things of the like.
It's about community. It's about being with your friends,
Absolutely.
do business, just even an escape.
Yes.
You need to come by yourself.
That's
the
right.
chance of you not making a friend here, even if you're shy,
It's slim.
is slim to none.
It is very
Someone's
slim.
going to walk over you to just check on you.
That's right.
It's so family oriented.
It is very family oriented, and I tell people all the time, it's cliche. There is something here for everyone, but it's true. I think about parents who've had a long day at work.
Yes.
They want to come and have that after work cocktail, but they may have 2 or 8 little ones, as did my parents coming up.
Yeah.
I can imagine that if a place like this existed
Yeah.
during my youth,
Yes.
I'm sure that my parents would have, ushered me off to the arcade while they enjoyed the sports bar back
No
here
question
behind
about
us.
it. And it's spacious enough for, let's talk from a compliance standpoint,
Sure.
COVID,
Absolutely.
keeping people safe, but everything is spaced, and that is incredibly taken into consideration.
Absolutely. It has been taken very much into consideration, coming off the back of the pandemic, theaters really struggled, and LexLive was no kind of, stranger to that notion. Thankfully, since we've, had these vaccinations be rolled out, people have been very compliant to those types of efforts. And with that being said, we are definitely seeing theater kind of rebound. That you're in the midst of that uptick, and
it's sad.
Yes.
Because it went
Yes.
away. It was something that was a time where you sat next to a family member, a loved one, a friend,
That's
whatever.
right. That's right. In theater, cinema has been around for, my goodness, years, and it's so centric to kind of the American way.
Yes.
In my mind. And so with that being said, we love to see that being rebound, that trajectory being on the uptick there. For a time, during the midst of the pandemic, so many things were going, direct to streaming, direct to home video. And while that was awesome to have that opportunity, especially, when it was not safe to come back to the
Yes.
theaters, I think we're seeing that start to be mitigated now.
Yes.
And we're having those big blockbuster films come back, being released in the theaters again.
Yes.
Everything from Spider-Man, No Way Home. We had a great turnout for Candyman. If you're a horror film buff, that was a big hit for us. Scream, Scream 4, Scream 5. I believe they're on their 5th one now. But
Yeah.
ultimately, that was a great kind of, opportunity. We also, speaking of horror films, hosted Scarefest last year.
Oh,
so
neat.
we did.
Not that I would attend. I'm just letting you know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. We did host Scarefest. We had what was it? It was a horror film festival whereby we hosted a number of celebrities from some of the respective films that we were showing in the film festivals. Everyone from Kane Hodder, who was the original Jason Voorhees for the first 4 or 5 Friday the 13th films,
Oh
to
my
Tony
God.
Todd, who was the original
Wow.
Candyman, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, their cast. Just a number of wonderful films that I think these days have a cult following and die-hard fans.
Yeah.
But that was another, thing that was really exciting for me, was going into those theaters. We had in our auditoriums, most of our auditoriums have that maximum occupancy of around 70 to 80 persons.
Okay.
But we had QA panels set up in there whereby each attendee or each kind of speaker was mic'd with lapel mics, and we had microphones that we could pass around throughout the auditorium. And it gave those fans the opportunity,
cult.
to ask questions and to really get to learn more about those people that they follow, that they adore, in their fandom. So I think for me that was really awesome to have the opportunity to collaborate with Nicole Griffith, who is the owner of Scarefest. She and her husband Brandon Griffith, they are a wonderful team, and like our staff here at LexLive, they're just dedicated to making everything bigger and better from one year to the next. So again, similar to Keeneland planning for their holiday event in 2022, we are already planning for Scarefest 2022 out of our
Amazing.
venue as well.
Amazing.
Just
So Tell the insiders something that you think is just monumental, a quote, something that just sums up LexLive.
Something for me that when I think something that sums up LexLive, it's so hard. It's hard to box this place in.
Exactly.
As I said earlier, 90,000 square feet of excitement. We've got a 50-game arcade, 13 bowling lanes, 4 of which are VIP lanes. So if you want that exclusive private experience, we can offer you that. We can put any kind of display throughout our venue to welcome you, to personalize your event, whether it be a family reunion, a corporate event. That can be day of itineraries, lunch served in meeting spaces AB from 1 to 2, games commencing in arcade from 2 to 4. However you want your day to play out here, we can make it happen for you at LexLive.
The one thing that you won't do, and I've learned from all of your team, is we're not going to put UK team fans next to the opposing team because we don't welcome the fights.
That's right. That's right. And that's the other thing I think too. People think about us being a sports bar in the heart of downtown. We go by. We take very many measures to make sure that we're a safe environment as well. We do have our own security staff that are staffed here in the evenings, throughout the weekends. A number of that type of personnel here. And they know us personally. They know us by name. We know them by name. We have a great communication system that we've implemented here, so that if there are emergencies, knock on wood, there haven't been. But if there are, we've got plans in place to make sure that those are being executed, and that the experience here is bar none, always top notch.
There's nothing that really can stand in the way of coming here. All the parking's difficult.
That's right.
It is not.
It is not.
Is the facility big enough? Is it spacious?
That's
is it
right.
safe? Does
That's
it have
right.
everything for all ages?
That's right.
Everything. Pick something.
That's right. And to your point, parking is, I think can be a point of contingency for a lot of venues in the heart of a downtown city, whether it's Cincinnati, whether it's, whatever major city you want to pick in the United States. Parking for us is very simple. It's wonderful. It is. We do offer parking out of a covered garage. I believe there are 5 stories, parking spaces, an abundance of 500. With that being said, it is connected directly to our venue. You don't even have to brave the elements to come into our building.
Yeah.
You park in the covered garage. A ticket is dispensed upon your entrance into the garage. You'll keep that on your person, bring that into the venue. And the wonderful thing about that is that here at LexLive, we validate your parking for 3 hours or less, completely free.
But think about it. Came for a meal.
That's right.
Hanging out.
That's right.
And thinking, can't be this simple.
That's right.
Park, walk in.
That's right.
It was raining.
That's right.
Eat an amazing meal,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Much different than I expected,
Yeah.
right? I was thinking I'm blowing my diet, but didn't have to.
That's right.
But all of that, and then the people and the love and the experience. I mean, and it was 2.5 hours later, and I thought, what just happened?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And it's wonderful. Many of the packages that we offer, from our birthday celebration packages to our corporate packages, they are at a duration in time of about 2.5 hours. So that tends to be the Goldilocks zone. I think many people come, they spend a couple of hours, they watch a film, they have a nice meal, and then after that, they want to come back for more.
Yeah.
But the great thing is that we as a venue do validate that parking for a duration of time at 3 hours or less. Anything above that by the hour, I believe, is $2. And we even offer overnight parking. If you decide you want to come, you have a few drinks and you need to take that Uber home.
Hotels across the street.
That's right.
Yeah.
We do have hotels, accommodations right across the street, whether it be the Hyatt, the Hilton, Marriott City Center. All of them have great staff, great teams that we've been working, in close proximity with. The same goes for our convention and visitor center. We're looking for that effort to really start to ramp up as they get that renovation process completed, and partnering with them on larger projects. And
Lexington takes it to a whole nother level.
It does.
Of
We
how
do.
they partner. And you
We
come
do.
from the hotel, the hospitality world.
That's right.
That's not always the case in a lot of environments
Sure.
in cities.
Sure. I think I have a unique perspective for that reason. I did come from the hospitality industry. I was in the hotel industry for about 10 years. This is after my venture at the University of Kentucky, of course. I came to Lexington in 2008, went to UK, started there, English major, sociology minor, left UK in 2012, started my career here with a locally based company at the time, which was called Creative Lodging Solutions. And it was like from that point in time, I realized hospitality is just who I am, but I think that is kind of a blessing, and that's been able to cross over into this venture here as well, for me
sure.
kind of executing our events. So with that being said, the two go hand in hand, but Lexington is, I think of it as kind of a big little city. It's a close-knit community. you work with one person, you've worked with them all, so to speak.
Yeah, 1 degree of separation.
That's right. That's right. So it's a wonderful kind of, like you said, community is everything here. In the heart of the bluegrass region for us in Lexington, and I think we at LexLive, we stand by that. We're always helping our visitor center if we can, the way that they're helping us. They bring in business for us. They do tours here of the venue, and that's the other thing that I wanted to make mention of today for the podcast is that if there are individuals,
we could sit here for 10 days.
Yeah,
By the time we could cover all the things you can do here.
So many things keep popping into mind, but it's just because there's so much excitement here going on all the time. But yes, to that point, if you're looking, you want a tour of the venue, feel free to stop in, send an email. We can set up a calendar appointment, or, even if you're short on time, you just need to stop in and kind of take a peek around. Pull one of a member of our staff to the side. They're happy to show you. Absolutely. If I have the availability, I'm happy to show you. And again, I have a team as well, Sarah Beth, Justina, the two young ladies. They're excellent. They're definitely hospitality driven, just always wanting to go that next step. So if any kind of need that you have there, please feel free to stop in. We're happy to help.
Well, let's just give a big shout out to George and his passion and his vision, and for all the years in creating this theater experience that has morphed into something so much bigger.
That's right.
And for never losing sight of a vision to bring LexLive alive.
That's right.
And then COVID, it stopped so many plans and justified reasons why we didn't move forward with things.
It did.
2022, my word for the year is forward.
Oh yes.
We move forward. We think forward. We're forward. Everything.
That's right.
The motion of it, and businesses here. I'm grateful that you allowed us some time to capture a bit of the inside story.
Absolutely.
When I look at you, I think that you represent. You're such a great ambassador to LexLive.
Thank you. Thank you.
When you pull up and you see this magnificent 90,000 square foot facility, I think it's like a race car. You're the engine.
It is.
And it is so big and it's so powerful, but you don't even know what's under the hood. But when it revs up and it gets started, you're like, oh my God,
yes.
Come along for the ride.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it comes naturally here when you have a product that is, world class, as is LexLive. It is so easy to be that representative, and I am, to your point, I'm very thankful to George, to Todd, to our operations director Sean Parsley for believing in me.
Yeah, Sean just joined the team.
Sean did. Sean's been with the team. I want to say at this point for about 3 months. So he's learning, but he is rocking and rolling. Sean has been an asset to our team from day one.
What a story he has.
Definitely,
too. All
absolutely,
of you. Yeah,
absolutely. Sean is a wonderful person. He served our country. He's done a lot of good for not only the local market but for the country as a whole. So very, very thankful to have him on board with us as well.
So let me not forget to say, insiders, you're listening. You're looking for an unbelievable career ride.
Absolutely,
this is a place to check out.
It is
right.
It is.
It's the www.lexlive.com.
You've got it.
And I mean, the website tells it all too.
That's right.
But still, come out, take the ride.
Yes.
You live in Nashville, Tennessee. Hop on the highway. Do it.
That's right.
It's an incredible experience. And Cameron, you are just making this place fun. And I know that I'm stealing your words, but it's a team effort.
It is.
But it's the energy, it's the people, it's the love, it's the passion that it's driven from community, family, and from the core values of just taking good care of each other.
That's right. That's right.
He's sitting next to Lyle, the man of the house at LexLive. But I don't need to go on and help him unveil his inside story because it's ridiculously funny, awesome, amazing. You live 20 lives. So thank you for letting us just grab a few minutes with you before we capture the inside story all about LexLive. So tell us the story.
Well, I met a fella when I first moved down here 4 years ago named Sean Parsley. We became very good friends. He ran a restaurant. He asked me if I wanted to come and work for him. I've been self-employed most of my life. And I said, well, okay, but I don't know anything about computers or anything like that. He put me on the cash drawer, which was very strange for me. And we've been friends ever since. And the COVID came along and he closed it down, and then we moved on to another one here in Lexington. So I live in London. It's an hour and a half away. It's 75 miles one way. And I drive down here just because of him.
Amazing.
He's my friend. And I would do anything for him. And when he got the job here, he brought me along with him, and it was one of the best moves I've ever made in my life.
But let me tell you what Sean and others, Cameron, would say about you. you're just the man that makes people will feel like they walked into their home. And I just learned there's 2,400 occupants could be in this facility at any given time.
Yep.
And yet you're still keeping COVID in mind and safe measures and so forth.
And we try to keep everything on a timely basis. And that's what my job is. When I set you down, I want a pace from you coming in the door, sitting at a table, waiting for the waitress, and we really try to move it along as much as we can, because the kitchen is it's unbelievable how they take care of the food in the bar and just accommodate people.
Don't forget, subscribe, click below, see the description, gives you all the information, www.LexLive.com to learn more, venue, opportunities and special events, but still, you're making friends when you come here.
Considering the fact we don't take reservations,
yes.
I think it moves very, very smoothly.
When somebody says, in 1 minute, what's LexLive all about?
LexLive is a family place with good food, good entertainment. Where can you go and get all this stuff? And I was going to mention it before. There's 168 cameras in this place. We have private security that comes in that's very discreet. You can feel comfortable bringing your kids into the arcade and sitting down having something to eat. Yep.
It is all here.
It's great. It's great. I love it. It was one of the best things I ever did.
LexLive is always looking for great people. It's not easy to find a Lyle, a Sean, a Cameron, the amazing people I've met. They smile, they treat each other like family. But if you're looking for a career opportunity, this is a place to check out. Thank you for being just you.
Well, thank you.
What an opportunity. You were a gift from the first time I walked through the door, and you just fed the addiction that I have now to come here as often as I can.
Like I tell people, here's your seat, the food is this, the people are that, we'll be right with you, and let's have fun.